You're listening to the 808 Business Moms Podcast, episode 43. Aloha, welcome to the 808 Business Moms Podcast, where we talk about ohana, business, and life. E como mai. Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the 808 Business Moms Podcast. I am so excited. This episode is with someone that I've been waiting for months to be available so I could interview her. Stephanie Rydell of Absolutely Love Photography. She is the cutest. I loved interviewing her because the biggest takeaway from this interview that I loved with her was how she would say that everything just came naturally to her and she never really found anything difficult. As you listen to the podcast, you'll hear her say that about some bumps along the way that she encountered, but never does she ever say that it was hard or it was difficult. She'll always say that it's a learning experience and it's something that she had to do. And that's what I love about this interview, because throughout the entire interview, all I heard from Stephanie is gratitude and appreciation for everything in her life, whether it was something hard or something easy. She always showed gratitude and appreciation. And I love that about her. And that is something that I took away big time from this interview, is to appreciate every moment of our lives, whether it's good, bad, in between, boring, whatever, to just appreciate it. So that is a big takeaway from this interview. Also, for those of you who have not yet signed up for our free preview into our 808 Business Moms Academy, there is still time. We start Monday, May 20. That's this Monday. If you're listening on Mother's Day, because I'm recording this and editing this on Mother's Day, that is next week, Monday. And you are going to get 5 days of free mentoring from our mentors in the 808 Business Moms Academy. And you'll get a free preview of what exactly we do. So if you've ever wanted to know, what the heck do we do in the 808 Business Moms Academy? Now's your chance at no cost to you. You can learn and find out. Just go ahead, learn more and register. Reserve your seat now at 808businessmoms.com/mentoring. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and join our Facebook Ohana as well. And without further ado, here is my interview with the lovely Stephanie Rydell of Absolutely Loved Photography. Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the 808 Business Moms Podcast. I'm your host, Queena, and today we have a really awesome guest. I'm so excited. I've been trying to get her for months to be on the 808 Business Moms Podcast. Finally got her. Today we have Stephanie Rydell. Stephanie is the founder of Absolutely Love Photography, a small business specializing in capturing weddings in Hawaii. She moved to Hawaii in her early 20s, where she began a family, and not too long after started her photography business. Both her daughter, Anna, and her son, Lucas, grew up around the photography business. Stephanie and Anna now operate the business together, and Lucas works as their primary assistant photographer. Welcome to the show, Stephanie.
Well, yeah, thank you so much for having me. Hi.
Yeah, hi. I am so excited you're here. And Stephanie is recovering from, she was sick, a little sick earlier this week, yeah?
Yeah, not too bad. Just little stomach flu that's going around, but I feel much better, and I'm glad we are able to catch up today.
Yes, I'm excited. So do you want to tell everyone how you got started with photography? Was it something that you just naturally came to you, or did you have to go and learn?
Actually, I'm very fortunate. I grew up in a family with artists, and I was always surrounded with beautiful things and very creative parents. So that really helped me. At a teenage age, I started having interest in photography. And by the time I was 18, when I started college, I had a little side job watching some children after my college hours. And I really wanted to start capturing their special moments. And when I had enough money collected, which took me a little bit, like 6 months, I think, I took my bicycle to Mainz. It's like a little city, relatively big city actually in Germany. And took my bicycle to the marketplace, and there was this camera shop for Canon. and I bought my film camera, my first camera, a professional. It was called Canon A1, and it came with a lens. And this is how I started photography. I started photographing the children I took care of after my college hours.
Oh, that's fun. And so you were just taking pictures of them.
Yeah, and I really like playing with the light, like seeing the sparkles in their eyes when the light hit their eyes, and when they were playing and they were really joyful. And I definitely could tell that I'm very interested in people photography, not necessarily landscaping. Like some people just like landscaping, but I definitely wanted to capture the children I took care of, and then later on it became more like wedding photography.
Oh, I like to hear that because I do have some friends who actually don't care to photograph people. So that's really funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you end up, how were you able to become a photographer and raise a family at the same time? How was that difficult to do?
Actually, not at all, because I'm self-taught and I became really good at it, and I was very confident in my work. And when I had children here in Hawaii, my girlfriend said, you should start photographing weddings, because you can be a mom during the week, because most weddings are on the weekend and daddy will be home taking care of them. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And as soon as we started talking about it, coincidentally, a friend called me and said, oh, my friend is getting married, and I told her you're really good with children photography, because I saw at the time, all my pictures I took of my own children and babies. And they were thinking about having you photograph the wedding. So I ended up doing my first shoot when my son was just born. My son was like an infant. He's 24 now, and my daughter was 4.5. And I gave him a really, really good price at the time, because I had no idea how much to charge. And they were so happy. The pictures came out brilliant, and they were so happy. And then I had an instant business, because their friends end up hiring me, and then their friends end up hiring me. And, little did I know I was all of a sudden working every weekend shooting weddings.
Wow, that is amazing how that just kind of fell in your lap, I guess you could say.
Yeah, it pretty much fell into my lap. And I think I was just doing this like for 6 months. And then I had quite a bit of a portfolio, and I decided to go to the first wedding expo here in Honolulu. And my children's dad helped me build a really beautiful little booth. And I think I only put like 4 pictures up in frames. And I solidly booked the next year. Every weekend was booked after the expo. So I've had like an instant shop really quick without trying hard. I was very fortunate.
Wow. So your weekends were booked up. How are you able to balance your family and your business?
Actually, it worked really good. At the time when my children were little and I was working every weekend, I was shooting only film at the time. So I was shooting the wedding pretty much all day, and they were with their daddy, and they were all happy with, Papa. And then when I came home, I was, of course, tired. I said goodnight to them. Maybe sometimes I had came home a little earlier, and I was able to have dinner with them. And then the next day or the following Monday, depending what day the wedding was, I ended up just going to the photo lab with them in the stroller, and my son in the stroller, my daughter, walking. And we chopped off the film rolls at the photo lab together. And sometimes we ended up staying at the photo lab, because I had to give them instructions how to develop it. And my daughter still has memories of that. It's really fun. She says, Mom, sometimes it took a little bit long. We had to wait at the photo lab. But they were hanging in there really, really good. They were really good children.
Okay, so that is interesting, because you bring back how much photography has changed over the years. Now, you had to use, I'm guessing, 35 millimeter film?
Yeah, I was actually shooting both. I was shooting 35 millimeter and medium format. I had like a German Hasselblad camera as well. So I was shooting Canon film, 35 millimeter, and medium format with Hasselblad. So both. People were were really into